What up, this is Unit for TrueGameHeadz, and I'm here with Sega and High Voltage Studios, and we're going to talk a little bit more about the Conduit. So a little bit in depth about the multiplayer aspects.
Well, we're really excited about multiplayer. It's something where first-person shooters are made and broken on first-person online experiences. We knew we wanted to have a really deep experience, something with a lot of variety, and that's really what we're providing. We've got 7 unique multiplayer maps. We've got 13 different unique modes that the players can play. Obviously, all the standards: capture the flag, deathmatch, team deathmatch. But then we've got a lot of really deep modes, like. We've got a really cool ASE football mode where the player that holds the ASE the longest, they're deemed the winner. And then we've got like a bounty hunter mode that's really cool, where every player is assigned another player that's their target, that's their mark, their bounty, and they have to go after them. But you don't know who has you, so it makes it really very fun. It's kind of like assassination, if you played that at all in college or anything. Cool. It's pretty cool. And we've got what we think is a really great experience. We've got a great matchmaking service, which allows for ranking, where you're playing against other players and the same comparable skill level. It's a global matchmaking, so it's the same content across all regions. You can play against people across the world. It's very cool. You play with players at the same at the same skill level. You can play with Wii Speak, which is very cool. You have 12 players, 12 players, so you can play 6 on 6. You can play free-for-alls, all with Wii Speak. It's super engaging. It's definitely the definitive first-person shooter experience for the Wii.
You guys are not only pushing, as it being like the top FPS on the Wii, and also y'all giving it like a great multiplayer. Y'all also are pushing the Wii Speak. Now, can you go in a little bit more on how does that actually work out?
Absolutely. It's very cool because you can play with if you're playing a team deathmatch or any kind of team match, you can hear the other 5 people on your team. They're on the same channel, so you got 6 people per channel talking. Then if you're doing a free-for-all match, you only hear the people that are closest to you. And what we ended up doing is we capped that at 6, because anything more than that, the chatter was crazy. So you end up hearing everything. You end up hearing the guy's grandma in the other room talking. You hear whatever he's munching on at the time. It was a little much. But having that audio occlusion, it gave you the relative information that you need to make good decisions and make strategic gameplay choices, but without getting bogged down with extraneous noise.
Was it something hard to implement in the system? Because there's pretty much no games that are using it. Smash Brothers could have used it. Was it real hard trying to implement this into the game?
Everything was a challenge with what we were trying to do, but it wasn't for Nintendo's lack of effort. They were awesome to work with, and they connected us directly with their engineers. Our engineers and their engineers passed code back and forth. They were very cool, and really I think it boils down to we're like one of the first ones really doing it. Outside of Animal Crossing, nobody else is doing it yet. So we got a lot of their early prototype software kits, and we were able to implement it early on. It's not everything with the Nintendo. It's challenging in its own way, but like any other system, to really milk it for all it's worth and get all the power out of it, it's very gratifying and really rewarding. And I think it shows in the game.
So is it safe to say that any future games that you guys make with multiplayer is going to have Wii Speak in it?
Oh, absolutely. Because the cool thing about Wii Speak is it allows you that community. There's a social aspect to gaming, and if I'm playing you, if you want to shoot me in the face while we're playing, or I want to let you know, want to let me know that you just did that. I got you. And that's part of the whole fun of it, being able to rub it in with your friends.
Downloadable content. Is that something you think you're going to apply to the Conduit, or
soon? Fingers crossed, because now that Nintendo has their new version 4 software that allows you to save content to an SD card, it opens things wide open for us. So it's really cool. It's something we want to take advantage of in the future. Not for the release of Conduit right now, but we are looking strongly at that in the future, because that's again another thing that people expect with multiplayer games, to be able to get new skins, to be able to get new maps, whatever, that kind of stuff's cool, and it extends the game and makes it that much more interesting.
Creating this game and all the hype is getting, do you guys feel like real pressure that this game has got to be like spot on?
Yeah, absolutely, and that's cool though. I mean, we want that. It's been that way throughout the entire development. It's kind of like having, those fans sitting right in the room with you developing the game. It's been crazy, because it's almost like they're whispering in your ear, going, "Hey, come on, you can work just a couple more hours, right?" And how can you say no to that when you
no sleep?
Exactly, but that's fine. We'll have plenty of time to sleep when we're dead. But we know we've got a lot we want to do with this game. We've hyped it up ourselves, and you have to live up to that. Otherwise, people will turn on you, and it's been great though, because the fan support. Nintendo fans are the greatest fans in the world. I mean, they're just of any console system, they're so voracious and so outspoken about what they want in a game. And if you listen to them and if you implement it, we believe that they repay that hopefully with their purchasing dollars.
I know you know about the dismal sales of House of the Dead and Mad World.
Yep.
Do y'all kind of feel that, wonder if our game gets towards this? Or
Well, obviously it's a concern. Like, okay, those games, we get lumped in with those games, and those are great games. For sure, Mad World, I think those Platinum Games guys are phenomenal. But to be honest, they're making a boutique game. It's a niche market game that appeals to a select group of gamers, and it's more like an art house approach, and that's cool. That's exactly what they set out to do. But we set out to make something that would appeal to the core, but at the same time would be far more accessible. Our art style and everything is a lot more accessible than the art style of Mad World. I think Mad World is a brilliant art style, but it's not for everyone. And I think the intense violence and the intense gore is, again, really cool if you're really into that. But if you're not, it can be a pretty big turnoff. And I don't see a lot of moms going, that's what I'm going to get from my kid. Whereas we're a teen-rated game that still has the depth and complexity and tweakability of a core game that core gamers demand. We're hoping to snag both audiences, especially with the Wii having 50 million users out there. There's a lot of people that have never explored a first-person shooter before, and we think there's a direct analog to pointing that Wiimote and using it as a gun. A lot of people that are turned off by dual analog sticks and would be, a little scared to jump into that. Here's a new way to try it.
Thank you again, man.
Absolutely.
We're definitely looking forward to this.
Yeah, it's
and
great.
we're going to see him at E3, where he's going to give us
Definitely.
the scoop on the new hotness coming out.
Definitely. That's a promise.
All right. Later.
Cool.